Welcome into the Week 12 recap. Everyone did great in the ladder. It's a fun time. Had some elimination games. So we will get started on recapping those elimination games with redraft. Number 4, Leftist Tears defeats number 6, Washington Rednecks. Leftist Tears proves their playoff worthiness and scores a whopping 167.3 points, led by Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and a lights-out Thanksgiving performance from Will Fuller. Leftist Tears ends up on top and moves into the playoffs. Unfortunate for the Washington Rednecks, as their redraft season ends here. Luckily, the Rednecks went 3-1 in total elimination games, so they have a dynasty to look forward to. Number 1, Bills Mafia defeats number 2, no pun intended. In the 2-week 1v2 game, the 1-seed Bills Mafia comes through and pulls off the victory. Even though no pun intended had an impressive week 12, Bills Mafia was able to fend it off and keep the lead. Both of these teams will move on to the semifinals, but Bills Mafia will get their choice of opponent. Alright, here's the moment everyone's been waiting for. The decision from Bills Mafia is in. Bills Mafia selects Nico's League. So we'll get into the week 13 games. So these will be happening next week in week 13. Number 2, no pun intended, versus number 4, Leftist Tears. Week 1 of a 2-week game. The winner moves on to the championship. The game will have a third iteration this year, this time in the 2-week semifinals. The likes of Antonio Gibson, Tyreek Hill, and Raheem Mostert will be squaring up with Derrick Henry, Kyler Murray, and Justin Jefferson. Both teams will be down a few players, as no pun intended has Drew Brees with fractured ribs and Mark Andrews with COVID-19, and Leftist Tears has Todd Gurley with a bum knee and Will Fuller with a PED suspension. Number 1, Bills Mafia versus number 3, Nico's League. Week 1 of a 2-week game. Winner moves on to the championship. After winning the 1v2 game, Bills Mafia calls out Nico's League to be their opponent for the 2020 semifinals. With Taysom Hill in for the Saints, Alvin Kamara seems to be on the downturn, but guys like Davante Adams, Justin Herbert, and Chase Claypool can strike at any time for Nico's League. For Bills Mafia, the Mahomes-Watson combo is dangerous, but Watson will have to play against Indy's and Chicago's defenses without his best wide receiver. We may see a low-scoring battle in this one. Alright, the redraft playoffs are set. It'll be a fun 2 weeks here coming up for the semifinals. We'll move into Dynasty. Number 6, Cummer Dynasty defeats number 4, Nico's Dream Team. After winning the first elimination game, Cummer Dynasty swoops in and grabs the second win, this time against Nico's Dream Team. The Cummer Dynasty runs the table in the ladder, which was deserved from a Cummer Dynasty team that had been unlucky all year. Now, throw their previous luck out the window. It's playoff time for Cummer Dynasty. The road for the inaugural Dynasty Championship ends here for Nico's Dream Team. They'll look towards the draft and get ready to challenge for the trophy next year. Number 2, Stratton Oakmont Inc. defeats number 1, Prestige Worldwide. The 2-week 1v2 game in Dynasty was a high-scoring affair, but with help from the Deshaun Watson-Will Fuller combo, Stratton Oakmont Inc. ends up the winner. Both of these teams will be in the very first Dynasty playoffs, but Stratton Oakmont Inc. will get the all-important job of choosing their opponent. Get ready for some playoff football. That playoff opponent is in. The decision from Stratton Oakmont Inc. is in. Stratton Oakmont Inc. selects I Am They. So, the Week 13 games for Dynasty League. Number 2, Stratton Oakmont versus number 3, I Am They. Week 1 of a 2-week game. The winner moves on to the championship. Stratton Oakmont Inc. calls out I Am They as their opponent for the inaugural Dynasty semifinals. I Am They is hurt, with guys like Kenny Golladay, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Drew Brees, and Joe Mixon all with some sort of ailment. Some of those guys may return for one or even both of the semifinal weeks, though. Stratton Oakmont Inc. is also dealing with their fair share of injuries. Christian McCaffrey, Todd Gurley, James Conner, Adam Thielen, Will Fuller, and Brandon Ayuk all may need to sit one or both semifinal weeks. Call this one the Injury Bowl. Number 1, Prestige Worldwide, will play number 6, Cummer Dynasty. Week 1 of a 2-week game. Winner moves on to the championship. This matchup puts together the 2 remaining teams, Prestige Worldwide and Cummer Dynasty, who are first and second in the season points for rankings, respectively. Cummer Dynasty has made a charge as 6th seed to make the playoffs, and they aren't looking back, trying to be the first 6th seed to ever make the finals. They'll go up against the 1 seed Prestige Worldwide and their studs Russell Wilson, Dalvin Cook, and Tyreek Hill. This one could be a close shootout, and we'll have to see who can pull it off to make the championship. All right, that is Dynasty. This is going to be a fun one. These next 2 weeks, so week 13 and week 14, are strictly semifinal games. So anyone that is not playing in the semifinals will not be playing at all in these 2 weeks. And then everyone will get a chance to play in weeks 15 and 16. I'm going to give you a reminder of the payouts. So for redraft, first place gets $180. Second place, $135. Third place, $85. For Dynasty, it's a little bit different because we wanted to widen the payout structure. This is what we determined at voting night. So first in Dynasty, we'll get $165. Second in Dynasty will be $115. Third will be $70. And fourth will be $50. So if you are in the playoffs in Dynasty, you have guaranteed yourself $50. If you win the semifinal game in Dynasty, you guaranteed yourself $115. If you win the semifinal game in redraft, you guarantee yourself $135. If you're in both playoffs, you can guarantee yourself a lot of money by just winning these semifinal weeks. I want to tell everyone straight up right now, these semifinals are way more important than the finals by a long shot. It is every year. Semifinals are more important than the finals in the context of fantasy football. All right. Given that, good luck to everyone in the semis. It'll be really fun to watch. We'll see. We'll hopefully COVID doesn't impact anything, but we'll try to make more sense of it, and we might have to make some tougher decisions since it's playoff time. Thanks for listening. That was your Week 12 recap. We'll be back for Week 13 in the middle of the semifinals. Peace.